Warning, 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 warning. The Drama King is in the building. The Drama King is in the building.
88.5 Street Sweeper Radio, DJ K Slade, Drama King in the building. Kimmy J is in the building.
Yeah,
We got another special guest that came in the building just now. Deon D. Jenkins in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, it's a little different with Deon. You understand what I'm saying? Now, and let me tell you something. Everybody knows how I am. I know the culture's changed. I know the way the music sounds is different or whatever. But I'm going to get to what else you got going on. But the first thing I'm going to say is you got bars.
Oh, thank you.
Totally threw me all the way off because I was looking like, come on. If he's doing this, like, this is gonna be some corny, like what's it, like Bullsworth. Y'all ever see Bullsworth before?
We was in hip hop.
I was looking for some Bullsworth type of shit. You understand what I'm saying? But then when I heard, I said, damn, this shit is, so. Deon is also a presidential candidate.
I was about to say we supposed to get to it first.
But I mean, we gotta go straight to it. Now, I'm trying to get the whole how that turned into what's going on right now.
Right.
Like how's that like? Explain, please.
Yes, put us on.
Before I even started with the politics, I was a rapper. I was just a regular rapper on the streets. I wasn't famous. Matter of fact, I don't even like to be called a rapper. I'm a grassroots hip hop organizer. You know what I'm saying? But I am a rapper, and I started with that first. Then as I got older, I just started to see where the country was progressing. And I started to see that we're in perilous times. And, the era of the Pacs and, the Biggies and all these guys, the Nas's, you know what I'm saying? I saw that the people, hip-hop as a culture and on the radio mainstream level wasn't really focusing on our issues anymore like that. It was more about just industry. So I said, something got to change, so my records became more conscious and way more conscious, and after time, I just said, by the end of the Barack Obama candidacy, I was like, man, if we don't do something quick, we're not going to be here because the racial wealth gap is widening, and right now, they're predicting by the year of 2053, the median black household income is going to be $0. And nobody's talking about it. So I said, well, why don't I just get out there and run, And that's what I did. So I'm a presidential candidate. My name is Deon D. Jenkins. I'm a presidential candidate. I'm out here stomping for reparations. I'm the only presidential candidate who bring reparations by its 4 elements: defense, money, land, and grants. The only one. I started in 2015 and 16. Nobody was talking about reparations but me. Nobody. I was the only one who was bringing it to the media level, and it forced people like Bernie Sanders to acknowledge it. And he declined on it. And for people who want to look for me, go to the FEC, the Federal Elections Commission, and you can find me. Type me in the search engine, Deon D. Jenkins, and you'll find me.
So it's real. This isn't no...
it's real talk.
Yeah, ain't no bullshit. So now, what I'm trying to understand is, with the way the country is now, but we got cultural overthrow because a lot of people who love hip hop, but don't love us. Right. It's almost like was it Do the Right Thing when he was like, Vino, who's your favorite basketball player? Michael Jordan. You understand, like his name, and he was like, but you hate black people? Oh no, but they're not niggas. They're like, you know what I'm saying, like trying. You understand?
Right.
So how do you plan on being an organizer, like you said, hip hop organizer, and run without people going, what the fuck? We got a thug in the office. He got dreadlocks. He's rapping. Like you understand what I'm saying? Like that's how you.
That's the number one element. Even when I campaign to people, and then sometimes they're white people, and I say I'm running for president, and they kind of snicker. And I'm like, oh, you thought that was funny? And I just ask questions. Why was that funny? And they be, oh, no, I didn't mean, no. So I say, just research me. Look me up. Because we had movies, come on, let's be honest. you remember the Eddie Griffin movie when he ran for president. They made a movie about a black person from the streets and just made it a punchline. So we're living in an era where they have been trying to convince people, keep people like myself from getting in this phase for years. And now, they're doing a great job because unfortunately people are programmed in a certain way. The media is a very powerful tool. That's why I commend you for having me up here, because they have been keeping me from major platforms. So we need to wake the people up and say, nah, this is serious. This is serious. Like it's a form of racism to say, okay, this is a joke, but Bernie Sanders not. Joe Biden isn't. It doesn't matter what they do, what type of policies they have. It's always negative against us. And then they want to convince you that you got to choose the worst of the two evils, the best of the two evils.
I'll vote for none of them motherfuckers.
Right, but then see, we got to have what we got to do as a people. We got to do research on the candidates who are out there, because it's people like me who are out there.
I mean, outside of you coming into, if I would have voted for anybody, it would have been Bernie Sanders, because at the end of the day, hey, he walked in Selma. He got his head cracked. He got not head cracked, but he got arrested with us. I seen him with cuffs. He was front lining with us. You understand what I'm saying? Regardless, so we can't, take that away from him. Only thing that I think that damage us now is kind of old, man. The hospital visits and everything get me nervous. But you understand what I'm saying? So
can I say something about the Bernie Sanders?
Yeah.
One thing you got to understand about Bernie Sanders is that he said he's not for reparations. He said that in 2016. It was on record. I was one of the ones who put it on the platform to where they were even talking about it. Bernie Sanders said, no, I'm not for it. I think it's divisive. So, but he's promoting ending poverty. But how do you do that? How do you promote ending poverty and not take care of a certain demographic who are poor and who have been placed there and been placed as a bottom caste systematically? So what you plan to do is you plan to just make sure white people are all right. You know what I'm saying? You just want white people to be cool while everybody else suffer, because you don't really care about black people. See, we need candidates like myself who care about black people, because I am black. You could trace my lineage back on both of my mom and my dad's side, going right back to the plantations. And we need presidential candidates out there who represent like that.
So can I ask you a question, though?
Yeah.
All right. About how many black people you estimate is in the United States?
The census says about 14%. I would say that, it's probably a little bigger than that, because they don't want to let people know that, there are a lot of black people out there. But then at the same time, I know where you're coming from, but I'm gonna let you go.
See, because I'm real sharp with numbers, I'm a 5%er, so I deal in the math, you know what I'm saying, as well as the science. So I'm saying, if by chance the United States just say, you know what, let's give them their reparations.
Mm-hmm. They're going to debt.
No, hear me. Mm-hmm. Fuck would we get? $10 a piece? And then what we gonna say? Okay, we have like what would we get? Like you understand what I'm saying?
So,
what would this is what I'm trying to say?
So
what $10 a piece, $20, and so we going crazy and all that. But you understand what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm trying to go at. Like what number is gonna make sense that they're gonna say? Okay, we're gonna give them how many? It gotta be $1 trillion for it to make, and we ain't got that right now. We already in debt. You understand what I'm saying? With the country to make sense. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
so I did a calculation. I went back from 1865 all the way up until today. Today, the GDP, gross domestic product, is $20 trillion a year. If you go back to 1865, when we were emancipated, quote unquote, it was a lot less than that, like it was in the millions. What I did was I added it up and just averaged it per year. It's about $7 trillion a year per average. I added up all of that, and I said, okay, I came up with a number, $1 quadrillion. Now, I estimated that the people who could prove that they came from slavery is probably about 3% at least. So based on those numbers, what you do is you put 3% of the GDP of all added up, and you say, okay, look, we're going to give these people 3% of $1 quadrillion, which is $30 trillion. That's one check. And you get another check of $60,000 per year with equity because inflation goes up. So every year, like, your check cannot be the same in 100 years because $60,000 in 100 years is not going to be the same.
But where that money comes
So
from?
so it's coming from the top 1%. Don't believe the hype. They tell us we don't have any money. They have money to do a whole bunch of other things. They put trillions of dollars in war. They put trillions of dollars in all type of propaganda. You know, media. They put trillions of dollars in the mass incarceration industry. Don't let them tell you. NASA. I live in the Bay Area. They got NASA out there. They're sending people to Mars.
They're trying to.
They got money. You know what I'm saying? So we can't let them tell us, well, we don't got, enough money, because they do have it. Because every time they need it or want it, they find a way to find it. Even during the recession, Barack Obama was given a lot of bailouts. Him and Bush. I don't know if you remember that, but we was in a recession. Everything was going down, and Barack Obama was passing out free money. All of it, they could print up money. You know what I'm saying? So what we got to understand is that we as a community just got to take initiative and say, no, this is what you owe, because they do. You know what I'm saying?
888 Shade 45 Street Super Radio Show.
Warning, 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 warning. The Drama King is in the building. The Drama King is in the building.
888 Shade 45 Street Sweeper Radio. DJ K Slay, Drama King in the building. Kimmy J in the building. Deon D. Jenkins in the building.
Yes, sir.
Presidential candidate spitting bars.
Thank you.
Okay, so, I mean, like I said, you got skills here, bro. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know what's going to happen when you get on that motherfucking podium.
Right.
You understand? But right here, this hip-hop shit, you got some bars. I say you better than 80% of the motherfuckers out here.
Okay.
So what made you say, I'm going this? I mean, I know you told me, but do you think that that's more promising than for you to have pursued your career in music?
Well, I mean, the music is a stepping stone for this. You know, like when hip hop was first created, it was because it was a movement. It was a voice of the streets, of our culture. You know what I'm saying? So it falls hand in hand. And I would also like to say that slavery also, reparations don't just take care of slavery. It takes care of all of the oppression that we went through as a people. You know what I'm saying? From mass incarceration, mass employment, redlining, discrimination in all types of areas. There's a famous book called The Sundown Towns by James Lowen, and he breaks down how black people were basically rushed out of their own cities and towns, from the times of 1890 all the way to like the 1960s, where white people just say, hey, look, man, we're sick of these people living here. They got to go. You got to be out of here by sundown. And there's thousands of these, and it's all over the country. There's thousands of these type of cities all over the country. So reparations is what we need. So as a hip hop artist, I'm like, I'm going to use my art to catapult what's needed for our people.
All right, you got a question?
I may be looking at it from like a small-minded point of view. First, I want to say I commend you on even stepping up to do so, and then I get what you're saying by it's a bigger picture as to why you want to run for presidency, because you have us in mind. You have our better judgment, I guess to say. But I also don't feel like reparations is gonna help with. It sounds to me like, in layman terms, all right, we're gonna throw y'all some money for all the fuck shit we did to y'all. It's like, it's not gonna help. This fuck shit still happened already. You know what I'm saying? It's just for us to, I guess it would be more of a building us up, seeing someone that we can relate to, really, the locks, just the whole thing, and actually being a rapper makes it not small-minded, but some of us, you got to break shit down in layman terms for us to really understand. Right. So you can sit down and you can talk about statistics and you can talk about numbers and all that, but at the end of the day, if you really want people to be able to relate and understand where you're coming from, you got to be able to talk to people the way they're going to understand. So for those, if you're talking about the presidential candidacy, yeah, when you go there and you're doing that, that's one thing. But when you got to get in the streets to speak on it when that day comes to get votes, we got to be able to relate. So we can relate already off the rap shit, but it's like, talk to me so I can understand. So you talking about percentages and shit. I'm like, okay,
Well,
all right,
okay.
but it's not clicking. It's like, okay, I get where he coming from, but if you really want to relate to the people that are actually watching you these days, you got to talk so that you don't have to. My point of view, so that we can understand. You got to break it down a little bit more for us.
Well, you had mentioned about the money part, right? So that's why I'm the only presidential candidate who breaks down the 4 elements of reparations.
Okay.
Defense, money, land, and grants. So it's not just money. You're absolutely right. You know, they can't just throw us some, okay, you know, we did this to y'all. Hey, man, here's a bone. No, they got to, like, this is infrastructure build up for our people.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay.
But this is one concern I got, Mr. Presidential Candidate.
Yes, sir.
Because if you was the president, I'll be asking you this question. Now, I want a lot of our people to stop using the white man's name as a crutch.
Mm-hmm.
What happened, happened. No, we don't have to forgive it.
Right.
No, we don't have to accept it because
Right.
it happened.
Right.
But
Right.
me, myself, all right, being an individual who became successful through music, and even growing up in the hood, right now, if I walk through certain hood where I'm not from or whatever, if I got my jewels on,
Right.
I go in the store and I count $1,000 out. A white man ain't never tried to rob me.
Mm-hmm.
A white man ain't never shoot me. I got shot. I ain't never got shot by a white man.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, a white man ain't hating on my music.
Right.
A white man ain't trying to block deals. That shit's coming from us. How do you plan on,
Right.
outside of just them, dealing with the self-hate that we've created
Right.
within ourselves now from being put in situations that they might have put with the projects, which is set up the way it's set up for motherfuckers to fail and don't get out or whatever. But now, it's like where
We gotta fix
it's no more slavery. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It is a lot of crooked police shit happening, and
Right.
it's still racism. But
Right.
right now, today, more black people will hate on you for what you're
Right.
doing than black. How do we
Right.
fix ourselves and stop using the white man as an excuse?
Right.
Well, I always and I hear that a lot. And what we gotta understand is that the reason why that brother is hating on you like that, the reason why when you take out your $1,000, he's looking at it. The reason why we don't even trust each other because this is a systematic problem that have been going on for hundreds of years. They have broken us down so much. And what you got to understand that anybody, no matter what race they are, no matter where they came from, if you're poor, if you're down and out and desperate, that inner animalistic nature is going to come out. And for some reason, they have even flipped it to where we look at each other and we see a threat. Because we understand psychologically that there's only so much resources that they're going to hand to us. So these brothers are fighting because they understand subconsciously it's only so much of this pot, and I want it. And so when he's looking at another brother, he feels a sense of a threat there. So that's why reparations is so important, and that's just human nature with anybody. Because you got white people and white people. They kill each other too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
The crime, we have the same amount of crimes. Don't let them tell you that, okay, black people commit crimes
No,
because that's what
they're
they're
not
trying
telling
to
me
do.
that. I'm speaking on self-experience what happened to me and what I've done to motherfuckers as well. And white man didn't tell me to do that. I was just on some stupid shit where I did it.
So there's a level of competition as a people. They have flipped it to where we compete against each other. We don't look at the white man when we should. Like Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad and Louis, these guys got it right. They know what they're talking about when they say the white man is the devil. I believe that. You know what I'm saying?
Who killed Malcolm X?
Who runs the country?
Like you talking to the original man? Like my whole thing.
The FBI.
Like,
If you ask me,
who pulled the trigger?
If you ask me, so we have people in our neighborhoods who get infiltrated by law enforcement. They could get a guy to snitch on you, They could pay them off to kill you. They have always done that because they run the government. We got to look at if you chop off the head, everything else fall in place. See, we're looking at the pawns. The guys who trying to get it. Just got to get it any means because they got to survive. Right. You know what I'm saying? We're not looking at the guys who run these stations, run the media, run the nation. That's what
like me,
we need to do.
Coming up in the hood, when I just felt like I wanted to do something and man, my crew, ain't nobody tell us we did it on our own. When the motherfuckers came at me, when I had what I had going on, they did it on their own. I just feel
I know you did, but why did you do it though?
I did it because I felt like doing it.
But there is an element,
I can't blame, you know what, but this is what I'm saying, like sometimes people it's called self-accountability. Like stop blaming other people for your actions. You got a choice to do the right thing or do the wrong thing. You understand what I'm saying? We all granted the same 24 hours in a day. I'm not saying the divine evils ate some nasty motherfuckers, but then you got some white people that ain't racist, that ain't looking to knock you down, that ain't looking to, you understand what I'm saying? So I just think it's people as individuals, you understand what I'm saying, that are fucked up and some are good. That's it. But hold on, before we talk your whole time out, because you said you got some bars.
Freestyle.
Yeah, don't try to talk your time. Don't try to talk your way out the freestyle, my brother. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Good luck.
Hey man, don't wish me luck, man. Vote for me, man, and keep putting me out there, man. Be like, hey man, everybody vote Deon D. Jenkins, you know?
First of all, you know that's a black man when you see that on there.
I'm gonna edit some of these up and I'm gonna push them so that they going out there, man. But definitely, you want to send a shout out right quick?
Oh yeah. Go to my website www.reparationsforpresident.com. Also got a GoFundMe. www.gofundme.com/defense money land grants. All right, and let's make it happen. If you want to email me, my email information is alphaleo@reparationsforpresident.com. That's alphaleo, ALPHALEO for president. alphaleo@reparationsforpresident.com.
Your Instagram.
Yeah, what's your gram?
What's up?
Instagram.
You got social media?
Instagram, Hip Hop for President. And I'm gonna be working on the YouTube too. Deon D. Jenkins. That's the YouTube. But I haven't really got it together yet. But it's coming.
It's in the works.
It's in the works.
Again, thank you for coming through. Keep it locked, y'all. We see y'all next week. Shade 45 Streets on the radio.
Warning.